It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's coming up next.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio, sellout crowd has arrived at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop him. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
Here's Evan McPherson. Off we go here in Cincinnati. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
Mike, the term generational talent, it gets thrown around a bit too loosely these days, in my opinion, but you can make an argument if one guy coming out of the draft the last couple years was worthy of that description, it's Caleb Williams. I mean, the arm talent, the playmaking ability, the ability to play off script when things don't go perfectly. I mean, he is such an interesting prospect, special player, and I'm excited to watch him here in this one.
Williams gonna throw on the first play. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. The big tight end, Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. A dive and a catch. Incredible. They get 18 on the pitch and catch. Good for a Bears first down.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. That's a big-time play to secure that one.
On first down, it's Swift. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jermaine Pratt up to make the stop. Throwing on second down, Williams. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Seventh play of this opening drive, and here's third down. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They'll go. It's Swift. First down and more inside the 20. And it's a big run down to the 10-yard line.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
Now he takes off, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
It's a nice job here defensively. Down here tight, it's easy to be so concerned about stopping the pass that you lose sight of the quarterback when he decides to become a runner. Not the case here. Picks up a little positive yardage, sets up second and goal.
They will run it over center with Swift. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Caleb Williams. Touchdown, Bears. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Now Cairo Santos to add the point after. He gets it to go, and the Bears will take a 7-0 lead. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. A return now from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021. National champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as a result of him being your quarterback.
He runs with it. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On 1st and 10, Burrow. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
Once the quarterback leaves the pocket, the hope is that it buys him a little time to allow second reaction from his receivers downfield. What he's not accounting for is the speed of a lot of these defensive ends in the league, Mike. He closed that distance a lot faster than I think the quarterback anticipated, and he comes away with the sack.
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Andrew Billings from the interior there to bring him down. Third and long. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
His defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
The Bengals ready to punt this one away. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bears offense ready to get going with their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. This pass caught right side. It's Allen.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Swift. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
3rd and short yardage, and here's Williams. He's got his man. Allen with the connection. 2nd time they've connected on this drive, and 19 yards out of this one.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Give up the middle with Swift. And he'll get this up to the 44. It is Logan Wilson up to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. Another run here. Another run by Swift. Whoa. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. First and 10. Here's Williams. They'll go underneath to Komet on the screen. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. The Bears are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal. He'll take this down to the 10-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll run with Swift. And a short pickup down inside the 10. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Williams. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Chicago. Santos for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bears will extend their 1st quarter lead. It's now 14-0. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A carry here for Brown. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. So after 1, 14-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. Now Brown. And he's got a Bengals 1st down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Here's Brown. That's a short pickup to about the 47. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
He may have trusted his arm strength a little bit too much on that throw. 2 defenders in the area. Work to your check down. Work to an open receiver. I think in this case, he forces that ball, and ultimately, he's lucky he got away with it.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Williams. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And it'll be 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Jermaine Pratt up to make the stop. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Now Williams. He's got the hook up there to Odunze. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Williams. That's to Odunze again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Off play action. Here's Williams. That one into the hands of Moore downfield. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Williams to throw on 2nd down. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
On the give, it's Swift. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Williams going to look to throw it on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's a give to Swift. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. It is Logan Wilson up to make the play. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll go again with Swift. They'll put him down right at the 20, but they'll also move the sticks. That is a first down picked up.
An 8-yard pickup. First down there.
A run here with Swift. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up a 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Williams now to throw. He's got his man Carter. And he'll be out of bounds, but he has the first down inside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. Well, you know, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably not what they had in mind when they called that play, but those guys on defense, they felt like they knew what was coming from the start, and they got to him in a hurry.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. On the bootleg, it's Williams. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. Throwing again, Williams. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll get this inside the 5, but no further. Great job by the defense. It sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Cairo Santos, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive, as they'll begin here with 1st down. To throw is Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's Brown. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Burrow now. Now he'll air one out. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line, he's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. Here's 2nd and 2. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Completing that one to Carter. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Quick throw, taken in, and good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Here's 3rd and 2. To throw it again, it's Williams. That one on target to Moore. 10 yards, the gain on the pitch and catch. First down, Chicago.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
He was looking to get it to DJ Moore, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Williams to the air once more. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
That's caught left side by Odunze. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with Swift. And no signal, waiting. They say he did not break the play. He's down inside the 1. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he's going to be out of bounds. 000 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Bengals offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Try him again. Another one to Higgins. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
A first down throw for Burrow. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. Play action now. It's Burrow. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
Open man, right side. He's got it. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs. That one's on Orlando Brown Jr.
Still third down.
So from 3rd and 2, back him up to 3rd and 7. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum. Figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going for you. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
McPherson now, after making the field goal, is set to kick this one off. On the return, it's Tyler Scott. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Here's a handoff to Swift. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
To return is Williams. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to take over possession of the football. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
You don't want to make a living off of making these kind of throws, Mike. It's one thing to throw into tight coverage, but it's another thing to throw into tight double coverage. And while the quarterback gets away with one here, I don't think you want to make a living doing it.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll run here with Brown. And he gets this up close to the 40. Andrew Billings from the interior there to bring him down. Burrow here on 2nd down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
He's got a receiver. It's Chase. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Not a whole lot there as he'll work it down to the 46. Jaquan Brisker there to bring him down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8. Gesicki, the man in motion. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and
2. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And that is incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. And he's going to have a Bengals 1st down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving. And then some.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's a handoff. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw is Burrow. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. Jalen Johnson had the good coverage and is able to knock that one away.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
Now a screen set up for Herbert. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Khalil Herbert. Touchdown, Bengals.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals are able to cut the deficit to 10. The TD on is McPherson to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense and DeAndre Swift set to get going again. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the give, here's Swift. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Williams going to look to throw it on 1st down. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll go play action here with Williams. He's going to run it. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away. Picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
The Bears send out their punt team. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Get started with 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back, because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception. And the only reason it wasn't because the defender just flat out dropped it.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. To the middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Gesicki, the man in motion. 2nd down, Burrow. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. 11 yards on the pass there. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. 2 first downs have them up to the 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. To throw is Burrow. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. That's catch 3 just on this drive, and it gets his team a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time, let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Burrow. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Burrow now. He's going to let it go deep for Chase.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Bears offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Williams. That is complete. Odunze working across the field. A lot of terrific quarterbacks from Southern California, and here's another one. The rookie gets his team a 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. A play fake. Now Williams. That is caught downfield by Odunze. And he will go all the way. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Bears. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On is Santos for the PAT. He's got it, and the Bears will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. A safe kick taken at the 5. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On first down, Burrow. On throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
It's just a matter of time. I don't care how good you are or how good a hand you have, you are going to drop passes. It is inevitable in the NFL. But it's the guys that don't let one drop pass lead to two. They have the ability to put it behind them, move forward, and they can't wait for that next ball to be thrown their way.
Burrow. Patch to his big tight end, Gesicki. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
Why not go back to him? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance.
Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Third and 9. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot, and I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Here's Swift. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Another run here. Another run by Swift. And he'll take this to the 35, and that'll move the chains. It's a first down.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 7. First down, Chicago.
Now Swift. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Give up the middle with Swift. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
On 3rd and 2, it's Williams. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short. The Bears sending out their punt team. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. This one caught by Chase. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Burrow to throw. This one complete to Higgins. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. First and 10. Here's Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their 2nd. And they've got a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. To throw is Burrow. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
Burrow throwing on 4th down. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Down to a knee goes Williams. And that should wrap this baby up. So this one, a win for the visiting Bears. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. Good night from Cincinnati.